is Top Accolade African News Updates. I am Soybifa Chakridge. Votes are being counted by hand in parts of the capital city, Kinshasa, in a general election marred by delays and claims of fraud. I am at the Mwinda Mopela polling station, which ended up staying open until the early hours of Thursday. The top electoral officer, Maria France, tells me there had been power cuts and long waits while replacing some dysfunctional electronic kits. All the polling booths opened and closed, she insists. For the first time since 2006, voting has been extended into a second day in some parts of the Democratic Republic of Congo. This Thursday, voters can continue to cast their ballots in polling stations, which didn't open on Wednesday, said Patricia Ninseya, the rapporteur of the Electoral Commission. There are more than 75 polling stations across the country, which is 4 times the size of France. The full extent of logical problems at this year's votes is not clear. Health authorities in the Gambia have issued a public alert following days of widespread dust in many parts of the country, including the capital, Banjul, in a statement. The health minister warned that prolonged exposure to dust could lead to chronic breathing and lung problems. The finer particles of the airborne dust may penetrate the lower respiratory tract and enter the bloodstream, where they can affect all internal organs and be responsible for cardiovascular disorders such as stroke, the statement added. The public has been advised to stay indoors as much as possible, while those who would like to go outside their homes were urged to wear face masks and glasses. People have also been asked to drink a lot of water to stay hydrated. Motorists are warned to be cautious on the road due to limited visibility. Dust storms are frequent in the country during dry seasons. UN's food agency has temporarily halted food aid in parts of Sudan's central Gezira states. This after the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) took control of Wad Madani city in the state. A place of refuge has now become a battleground in a war that has already taken a horrific toll on civilians. The head of UN World Food Programme (WFP) in Sudan, Eddie Rowi, said in a statement on Wednesday. This has forced WFP to put on hold food deliveries in some locations in Gezira state at a time when people need our help the most. An estimated 300,000 have fled fighting in the state since Friday last week, the agency said. WFP had been providing food aid to 800,000 people in Gezira and to those displaced by the conflict in Sudan's capital, Khartoum. They are concerned that the spillover of the fighting in Gezira could escalate Sudan's humanitarian crisis. Firefighters are still battling a wildfire in Cape Town, South Africa, 3 days after it broke out. The wild blaze was quickly spread by heavy winds after it started earlier Tuesday on a mountain overlooking Simonstown, about 40 kilometers, that is 24 miles south of Cape Town. 19 fire engines and several crews operated through Wednesday night. Local councillor Simon Lelcock told Cape Town radio station helicopters operations to douse the blaze with water from the ocean resumed early Thursday. The crew are combating several different fires around the mountains, Mr. Lelcock says. Out of control, wind conditions have complicated the response efforts, City of Cape Town's emergency services spokesperson Jermaine Calais said in an update on X. That is the size of Top Accolade African News Updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen.